The children of Charles Vaca, the tragic story out of Arizona. He, the gun instructor, was actually shot and killed by a 9-year-old New Jersey girl. Well, they're speaking out. Vaca, he was teaching the girl how to fire an Uzi submachine gun. We see this video right before he tragically lost his life. And the gun, it recoiled. He died after being shot in the head. His 4 children, though, are now sending a heartfelt message to the young girl and her family.
We don't know your name, but we are connected by this tragedy.
Like you, we are living through this tragic event that we cannot shut off.
You're only 9 years old. We think about you. We are worried about you. We pray for you.
Someday we hope we can meet you, hug you, and tell you that it's okay.
You know, the grace of that family is amazing. But what bothers me about the story is the unnecessariness of it all. We've seen tragedies happen at gun ranges before. We know this can happen. It has happened. And nonetheless, we have places in this country where a 9-year-old girl can have an Uzi. Somebody one day will give me the logic of this, but yet it continues to this day. America, there are certain things we can prevent, certain things we can't. This is one of them, and we can certainly do better than that. Okay, next story I want to get to is out of Missouri. And believe it or not, state lawmakers there have approved new legislation. Now, you'd figure with everything going on, there'd be more restrictions. No, they're going the other way. New law allows teachers to bring guns to schools. Specifically trained school employees can even pack heat right on campus. Law also allowing residents to openly carry firearms even in towns that don't permit it. And 19-year-olds can now get concealed weapons permits. Love to see the freshmen on campus with that. Age to get a permit will no longer be 21. And Andrew, we don't have to think too far for a hypothetical. What have we talked about in Missouri this summer here, as summer unfolded, about the a situation that was growing with heat by the day?
Well, it was Ferguson, and it was there was the killing of Michael Brown in Ferguson, but then the reaction to it, and you had police squaring off against protesters. Now, we saw how heavily armed the police were. We saw the tanks that they brought in. We saw the tear gas. We saw that they had their rifles trained on the crowd. Imagine if those protesters, most of them minorities, were packing heat. Imagine if they were legally able to carry their sidearms, because that's now the law, where we're extending it in Missouri so that everybody has a chance to publicly carry their sidearm. Do you think the situation in Ferguson would have been made better if all the protesters were armed, or do you think it would have been immeasurably worse?
I think you've answered your own question. And TJ, I want to come to you on this one. We've seen this story play out. I get these ads sometimes, these crazy ads. Well, this one, we have a video attached to it. In Texas, a car dealership had a great idea. They thought, hey, you know what? You buy a truck from us, we'll give you a free gun. Now, we've seen this kind of advertising before. You had a former Texas Congressman, Ron Paul, recently said he was giving away a free gun as part of his Defend Liberty gun giveaway. One donor organizer, they decided we'll give out AR-15s. I don't have to remind people AR-15s in the news cycle in terms of those guns and some of the damage they've done. Tom Tancredo, the rocket scientist from Colorado, he teed up with Ted Nugent, another scientist, also offering these. He's got an AR-15 in his hands to the lucky supporter who'll come on board. I believe in their right to bear arms, but buy a truck, get a free gun. You like that giveaway?
No, it's tacky. It's in bad taste. I mean, you know, what are you going to do? It's not something I would do as a business model. I think it's tacky. It's in bad taste. It's unnecessary. I think it's speaking to a certain demographic. They're not giving away Audi A6s. You're not giving it a gun with an Audi A6. They're giving it with an F-150. So, you know, you're talking to you're preaching to your choir there. You're trying to get your choir to show up and buy a pickup truck, you know. So, you know, it's business, you know, and they're not giving away anything illegal. So then you turn that, you take that fork in the road, and it adds up to tacky. I mean,
and to put a little bow on it, I just want you to think what we're talking about. We've decided in this country in different places, not only kids going to shoot assault weapons under the age of 10 at gun ranges, we want to make it easier for people to pack heat in every situation imaginable in places where we have major unrest. And as we said, we'll decide to give away AR-15s to the lucky contestant. That is America today when it comes to guns. All right, when we come back, voters a year ago were asked if they wanted casinos in New York. When we come back, Andrew's going to tell us where we are right now in the bidding process. It's got a whole lot of money and a whole lot of questions.